Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are and whenever you are. Welcome to another episode of Community Livestream. My name is Chuck Tomasi from ServiceNow. I think I've been here forever, more or less. I am one of the top participants in the ServiceNow community, here to share ideas with you and insights about what I get up to in the community. So I am going to spend the next hour or so going through various questions, problems, trying to solve them, responding to requests from earlier, maybe as early as yesterday, maybe as way early as when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Maybe not that far back. The community does go a long way back, and we do get responses to some very, very old questions, which is always entertaining to see what the answers were and how they compare with what the answers should be today. Sometimes they just need an update. Anyway, sidetrack on that. My name again is Chuck Tomasi. I am going to make my icon little and go down here. I am the ServiceNow guy with the red bow tie that's kind of flipped. Fix that up. I also have the to-be-named robot with the red bow tie. Robert Federick was kind enough to put a post on the community asking for help naming that guy. I've got some very creative answers in there. If you've got some hijinks ideas, or you just want, you actually have a real name, seen some, this is going to be a tough decision to name him or her. I don't know, it. That I'd love to hear your ideas. Go search for that. I'll see if I can put a link up here. Actually, you know what? We could probably find it real fast. In fact, I know it's in here because Robert mentioned me in my inbox, and it is titled Naming Chuck Tomasi's Robot. I'll put that up in a full tab here. We're just having fun. Lily Lee gave this to me. It's an artifact from Knowledge 17 CreatorCon, and she gave this to me, and I said, it needs a name. So I turned to the community. That was from yesterday's video. Did a screenshot, and we've got a lot of fun in there. So if you want to have some fun, I appreciate it. Go ahead and name the robot. This is also the last day that I will be doing this in the current community software running on the Jive platform. Around noon Pacific time, we will be taking this down for maintenance and putting it into a read-only mode. It will be in read-only for a couple of days until Friday, the, 16th? I think is this Tuesday or Wednesday? I can't remember. It's Wednesday. Okay, it's Wednesday, February 14th today. So if you're watching this afterwards, you'll kind of get the idea. Friday, we will be switching over to the ServiceNow platform to do our community. We put a community product into Jakarta. We have been working this and tweaking it and testing it in ServiceNow, making sure that everything migrates, and we will be doing this migration and cut over. So Friday, on February 16th, you will see the new community running on the ServiceNow platform. All the posts, all the comments, all the points, they're all going to migrate. Thank goodness. I don't want to have to start over. I don't think I could start over. And we will have the new community. I'm very excited to see that. Very excited to hear the feedback from you, our wonderful users. If you do have a question today, don't post it in YouTube or Twitch, because I won't see it, and it probably won't get answered, and it's hard to reference. It really is. It's not a system of record. But post it in community.servicenow.com, as long as it's not between noon Pacific on the 14th and whenever we go live on Friday the 16th. That would be bad. But hey, you can watch this anyway. It'll be like being in the community for real. Post it in the community if you are watching this live, and thank you to Robert for referencing this video. Said, for those of you who don't know, Chuck does this live stream. It's a lot of fun. I'm doing community work anyway, so I figured I've got the studio. I am coming to you from sunny Phoenix, Arizona. Well, actually right now it's dark Phoenix, Arizona, in what I call the binary studio. And thought, I have the studio, I have the equipment, I have the means, I'm doing this anyway. Why not broadcast it? People do this kind of stuff all the time for other purposes, and it's part of that community, learn and share, and let's all grow together. I get some great feedback from the live viewers who are giving me ideas and saying, you know, oh, maybe it's this table, or have you tried this, and check that checkbox. Oh, you missed a semicolon, Chuck. That happens all the time. Not so much with the syntax editor these days. Hey, I'm rambling. I'm going on. Let me finish with the announcements, and then we'll go forward. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's the URL that's there on the screen. Right, should be to my right there. It's tough when you're on camera because you point the wrong way. You ever watch like kids do the Weather Channel? They're always going the wrong way. I've just learned that when I point like this, the community is over my right shoulder now. Anyway, again, way off track. Must be this, because this is the last time I'm going to be doing the community until the 20th because of PTO and the system being down and whatnot. Go subscribe. You'll get a notification when this thing goes live, when it's posted, that sort of thing, and all the other great content that goes on the community. There's an Ask the Expert series. Craig Stepp, Dave Slusher, and I are doing one next Thursday on record producers and interceptors as part of our Tech Now series. That's been going for 5 years now. 5 years on Tech Now. It blows the mind. Good morning, Mr. TV 2013. Todd from Florida signs in. He gets the first shout out of the morning. Also, we do this on Twitch. Not as many viewers, but hey, still a lot of fun watching the comments over there. Speaking of which, I need to close this little Geico ad box. There we are, in case anybody puts a comment in there while we're broadcasting. I know some of you can't watch Twitch at work. Some of you aren't at work. It's way after work hours in India. Please go home, see your families, enjoy your life. Don't do ServiceNow 24/7 like I do. Just kidding. It's so much fun, isn't it? It is a lot of fun. If you haven't already, let's put that away and sign up for Knowledge, knowledge.servicenow.com. That is our big conference every year. This year we are back in Las Vegas. After being in Orlando last year, we are going to be at the Venetian Hotel. I'd love to see you there. CreatorCon, CreatorCon, CreatorCon. Make sure you check that box that says CreatorCon. That way you have the ability, maybe not forced to, the ability to attend the sessions and workshops, aka labs, for CreatorCon. If you're the more technical person in your organization, developer, sysadmin, you want to do IoT, you want to get some hands-on coding, you want to build service portal widgets, you want to do scripted APIs, this is the stuff you want to sign up for. So make sure you check the checkbox that says, I want to go to CreatorCon, or whatever it says. Look for it. You'll see it. And then your badge will have like the little endorsement on it with the RFID tag that goes, yes, you can enter. Because if you forget that checkbox, even it's free. There's no extra cost to go to CreatorCon Park. It's free. We just want to know how many people are planning to attend so that we can size the sessions appropriately. And then when you sign up for your sessions, of course, we'll be able to size the rooms appropriately or do repeat sessions and labs as needed. That's the whole point of signing up, really, is understand who wants to go to what. All right. Did I forget anything? Oh, yes, the CreatorCon Challenge. Let me go to developer.servicenow.com, which brings up the ServiceNow developer site. Got to get back on the right screen. One sec. Hopefully they didn't leak out. Developer.servicenow.com is where you can get a free personal developer instance, all the APIs, find out when the meetups are if you go to the events tab up here, and the CreatorCon Challenge. Tomorrow is the last day to sign up for the CreatorCon Challenge. If you want to build your business on a ServiceNow app, as several other people have done, actually lots of other people have done this, and start your business, we've got $1 million in prizes. I did not want that screen. That takes you to the registration for CreatorCon, the one with Jonathan Sparks' picture on there. I want to scroll to that one. That's it. $1 million in prizes. Fred Luddy will be one of the judges. This is sort of like that TV show Shark Tank, where you're pitching your idea for your business. How are you going to grow the business? All this good stuff. Tomorrow, look, enter by February 15th. If you want to be an ISV for ServiceNow, build your applications, publish them to the store, make lots and lots of money, be really busy like TJ is in the Bay Area with his business. He Clear Sky, doing security software on ServiceNow, and he is very, very busy man. We also have all these events that are listed on the developer site, lots of meetups. If there's not a meetup in your area, please reach out and sign up and start a meetup. They're a lot of fun. We talk about everything from code reviews to what's new in the latest version of ServiceNow to we keep it nerdy. It's not like a snug. A snug, you go to snug, you're going to hear about CSM and performance analytics, and that's all wonderful information, but it's not targeted to me, my inner developer, my code monkey that wants to get that information. That is what a developer meet is. It's really what you want to make it is the fun stuff. And I thought this is a great audience to share that. Good morning, Pritam from India. It's not morning in India. You can't fool me, but I appreciate the gesture. Morning from Fort Lauderdale, Aspen. Now we've got, I'm sensing a tribe, a collective, a group of people that are usually with me on this thing, and I appreciate the journey. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to the new community software. Let's see, we did name the bot. We talked about the CreatorCon challenge. I'm checking my announcements here. Community maintenance, I mentioned that today at noon Pacific. And then going read-only for a couple of days till we get the new system up on Friday. And did I hit all the hotkeys? I did YouTube, developer, community, Twitch. Yeah, I think we got it. I think we're ready to start. So let's put subtitles away, dig in, see what we can find. Do a quick refresh on this. Looks like somebody responded to something already this morning. We've got my email script not printing the value by template.print. Take a quick look at that. Delete record method not working. Anurag is going back and forth with somebody here. I want to jump in and see what that's about. Testing a code. Find out what that's about. Managing end user licenses through role assignment. Oh, let's see. I am not big on the subscription management stuff, but we'll see. Script include issue has one response. Never hurts to take a look. If these things have like 26 responses, I'm probably not going to jump in on the thread. It's a well-earned, a well-traveled conversation. How to trigger repeat notification every year on the same day. That would be an interesting one. Depends how it was triggered. Trigger a script after message sent from chat. I might have an idea on that, but let's see what Ashutosh has to say about that. I'm just pulling things out. I am not an expert in everything. You'll see I am skipping over ITOM stuff. You'll see me skip over governance and risk and compliance. My focus is on custom applications, integrations, and the platform in general. For a moment, I thought I heard why multi-factor authentication doesn't work on headphones. It's smartphones. Is that a question? Scoped APP. I'm down with APP. Sorry, bad joke there. How can I hide bookmarks from users? How to create service mapping discovery schedule. See, there's a service mapping one that I'm probably going to pass by. I know a little bit about service mapping. I was around when the initial acquisition of Nebula came about and transformed a lot of the training material into ServiceNow training material, and then I sort of lost touch when we integrated it in Geneva. My email script not printing, so to be said, my knowledge of service mapping is rusty. I know the concepts, I know how it looks on screen. My email script not printing value by template.print. We have a response to this. Tried this also, template.print. Okay, what do we have here? If current uplan date not equal, template not empty. Template.print current.uplan date. Can't get planned end time. Is that the name of the variable? I'm going to go to task SLA. Task under SLA is where the SLAs are stored. This is when I get to drink my tea. Business elapsed time. Start. Is there a planned end time? Configure. A-ball. Always my friend. Let's take a look at this. You know what? I don't need to be in the safety application right now. That was something I was doing before. Planned end time. Planned. I don't see a planned end time. You know what might be more helpful? Rather than getting confused by field labels, let's do configure dictionary. Down here on the bottom. And the dictionary will tell me the actual field names. Labels and names don't always agree. And I will sort by column name. Let's see, 2027 planned end time is a date time. Okay, so it is a, that is the, there is a field called planned end time. I have the script and my this line is not working. Template.print, da 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 da. Everything else is working. All prints except this are working. I checked already planned ended name is correct and belongs to task SLA table. So he's going current task SLA, get task current sysid. Task, yeah, that query is right. Name contains resolution. If you've got a record inside if, I'm going to go with, how about a display value? Oh, he also tried get display value. Darn. Have you checked to ensure there is an actual value there? Could it be that you are displaying an empty value? Have you tried any other date time fields like sys created on get display value as a test? Let's give it a try. Okay, delete record. Darn these popovers. Last day I have to worry about those. I have a custom table, which is populated on insert/update on the other table record and has reference for that record too. Now I have a delete a record corresponding to the parent table, so below is the use script. Instead of deleting the record, a custom table entry has just values cleared. The record exists. Then unface this. Check to delete ACL. Well, if he's using a glide record, it shouldn't worry about that. Or any custom business rule. There is a delete ACL. Honor comes back and says, yeah, should be fine. What about business rules? If it's a custom table, my recommendation is just deactivate it. Unless there is a strong business need, I recommend not deleting records on the system. It can lead to orphaned references to those records, and who knows what happens after that. Instead, I've adopted a common practice for custom tables to have an active field, true, false, default to true, and when I want to get rid of it, I set it to false and use filters on active equals true appropriately. In general, you don't want to delete records. I'm not saying that's an absolute truth, because there are exceptions. I was working with something yesterday, building out an app that we're going to use at CreatorCon for our Live Tech Now series. And I have active fields all over the place, and then use reference qualifiers or list filters to clean out the old records. It is a process which none of us like at work, and I'm going to make it better. How's that for a teaser? I have sample code in which I want to test background script and check whether it reflects the right value. I have created a custom table in which I have two field user ID reference, the sysuser table, and PR field of glide list type. I've loaded the PR field using a transform map into that table based in user ID. In addition, To that, I have added PR field as related list in sysuser table to display the PR field value. Wow. Ooh. My mind boggles at the data model. Okay, so he's doing a glide record on table name. GCU user ID username. You didn't get a record yet. GC has nothing in it. Okay, line 2 is bogus. Line 2 doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense because GC was instantiated in line 1, but doesn't have any values. Instantiated, I can spell today. Oh, extra letters popping all over the place. Doesn't have any values. So your var a equals gets nothing. It's actually generating a null pointer exception because of the dot walking. Check your error logs. That's not going to solve their entire problem of what they're trying to do, but it gets rid of that error. Okay, managing end user licenses usage through role assignment. This is the part where I wasn't real clear. Before I dig into that, which is out of my comfort zone, you'll notice one other thing about the community today. Every once in a while I log in, there's no count of the unread messages up here, and there's no points on the home page. This happens every once in a while, depending on which node you log into and what state it's in. So today I'll have no points. If I want my points, I can go over to my mailbox or any other page. That's not the important part right now. Not able to export reports / lists. Multi-factor authentication and SSO compatibility. Works with Okta. I know that from an internal standpoint. Let's see what not able to export works on. Particular ITIL user is not able to export reports / list. He's able to build, run, and get reports until the dialog box says download. Once clicked on download, the page turns white and redirecting to sys attachment. Interesting. Same is happening when trying to export any list. There's a certain report or list. Can any user with only the same role export for the list? Yeah, this is going to be an exercise in find the differences. It's only happening with one particular user. User has ITIL role. I don't think downloading is specific to ITIL. I think a non-rolled user can do that too. I have to double check on that. Oh, in case you didn't notice the coffee mug, it's made of genuine cowhide. See the little cow hiding behind the spot? My sister gave that to me years ago. Yeah, that'd be a good one today. All right, I do not have an answer to that one. That one's going to require some investigation. Sound, you know what? Actually, I do have a comment. It's not going to be the answer, but shouldn't stop downloading. That's the part that I don't get. Come on, reply. It's going so slowly today. This is going to be an exercise in spotting the differences between what works. Patrick DiCarlo, good morning, Chuck. What is the new community going to look like? If you want to know what the community is going to look like, you can go to either a Jakarta or Kingston personal developer instance and turn on CMS. There's a community software in there. It will look generally like that. That's going to be your out-of-the-box vanilla example. We've added a little configuration and whatnot to it, but that'll give you an idea of what it's going to look like. It's actually kind of cool. Rather than the follow, we're going to have subscriptions, which is a little more sensible in my opinion. So you can subscribe to a thread, you can subscribe to a person, find out what they're doing. Obviously, if you reply, then you're automatically subscribed, and then you can unsubscribe to that. So that's a little bit of highlight about what it's going to look like. Functionally, it's going to be a list of records with subcategories and whatnot, and you reply to them, much like this is. So, I mean, there's only so many things you can do to make forum software different. It's different in look, it's different in a little bit of functionality, but it's going to basically be the same kind of thing. You got a question, you post a question. I believe the search is a little bit better. When you look at the homepage here, I'm off track again. It looks like this is a search. This is actually a post. The search is up here in the corner, and that confused me for a long time. Not able to explore for one user and what doesn't work for another. Things to check. ACLs, roles, check your logs for errors, warnings. Where else might one look if things aren't working quite right? I don't think the event log would be very helpful here. It's just going to say whether an event was logged or not. If you can't find your answer, try support. They can dig in further and see stuff that I can't see. That is very weird. Multi-factor and SSO compatibility. Provided I have read the page multi-factor authentication, I know that multi-factor authentication provided out of the box by ServiceNow is not supported with SSO. Anyway, I'd like to know if this scenario, according to you, could work. We want to divide users into two disjoint sets. Set A will contain users with access to ServiceNow only via SSO provided by external identity provider. This users will have enable multi-factor authentication field set to false, MFA disabled, and won't be able to access ServiceNow with the local DB credentials. They're using SSO, enable multi-factor authentication. Okay, set B will contain users that access ServiceNow via local database credentials. These users will have ServiceNow a sidedoor.do and login.do page, and I'll have enable multi-factor set to true. This is because our customer wants some admin users must exist in case SSO doesn't work. They must access SN via side door, and their access must be secured by MFA. Do you think that scenario set A and B will work? Antonio, I am going to... Hi, Antonio. Sounds like A. You might want to consider fault tolerance on your multi-service provider. It should work. You'll obviously want to do some testing. If I'm not mistaken, this is similar to how Hi works. Okay, I have to log in with MFA. I can't do SSO. I could also go through Okta's MFA or SSO. If I use MFA if I use my high credentials directly. I'm gonna test that out. Hi.servicenow.com. No, I want to go to servicenow.okta.com. going to tear that tab off. There's something we don't do very often. I'll make it a little smaller. Log in. This is my SSO stuff. I should have a picture of a beer glass up there. Put that in there. Get my multi-factor key off my watch. I'm just going to slide that over there for a second. Which is why I made it smaller, because my other screen's just a tiny bit smaller. And does that get me into high directly? Please update your profile. Upgrade to Okta Verify with push authentication. Remind me later. I want to know if Okta gets me straight into high. Okta gets me into my thing of chiclets, and there's high. Okay, so Okta's just storing my credentials. It didn't actually authenticate me. That was not very fun. No, that's not the scenario that he was looking for. I don't know, but I want to follow that to learn more. So I click the little following thing. Away we go. Something in the inbox. Yay. We just got a ladder. Testing a code. This is the one about the second line variable not working. Encore says, hi, Shabam. There's an error in your script. Check the highlighted part. Yep. That's what I said too. Could have copied and pasted and gone, what? Let's see what's new out on the main page. It is hour. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. Patrick Carla, for some reason, option to activate CSM plugin for personal developer instance is not there. Really? Maybe it's on my default. No, it wouldn't be on my default. It's a paid for thing. Let's see. Here's my personal developer instance. Customer service is not on. Not that I'm calling you a liar. This is called Trust and Verify. I want to see if it's there for me. So I go to developer.servicenow.com. Manage. I'm not logged in yet. Aha. Easy to solve. Log in. Make sure I'm typing in the right field so I don't accidentally type my corporate password and you guys see it. Then I have to go change all my passwords, and that's no fun. I have to do that every 90 days in itself. Okay, action. Activate a plugin. Cloud management. No. 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 Orchestration. A lot of orchestration stuff. PA, plan task, Puppet, service mapping, service analytics, survey wizards. Interesting. Okay. So what's the name of the plugin? Docs. Kingston. Customer service management. Look, kids, I'm in the unexplored territory. I know nothing about customer service management. Okay, activate additional plugins. Activate customer service management. Probably says call support. Role required admin. That's interesting. The customer service management plugin activates these related plugins if they're not already active. So theoretically, you don't need to activate it that way. You just go to plugins. Plugins, there they are. And It gave a name. I wasn't paying attention to it. Customer service. It's probably going to say asset management, state flows, connect support, assignment workbench. Okay, customer service management application enable you provide service and support to external customers using the cyber da 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 da. Activate, and it wants to update all of those. What? No demo data. This plugin is associated with a 4-fee subscription. And it brings you to a page that doesn't exist. That's nice. Okay, I'm not going to activate that right now, but hopefully, Patrick, that should help. I know, I said I wasn't going to answer questions on the chat. Good stuff, Kevin. Splunk integration error. How to hide some fields in the report. I am just randomly throwing darts at the wall, which is a far cry from yesterday's structured format of just going through the inbox. I want to hide some fields. Excuse me, didn't get to the mute button fast enough. I want to hide some fields of the catalog item in the report when we take a report of the item. Okay. Need a few more details about that report. Can you provide a few more details about the report? If it's a list report, just move the fields from the right side to the left side of the field chooser. Assuming the classic report generator. Screenshots are always helpful. Big smile face. Okay. You know, you don't have to have an answer, but if you can help, you can help. A few questions I'm hoping somebody can answer. Oh, this was back to license management. I'm wondering if there is a list of Autobox roles with reference to what level of user licensing they incur when assigned to users. What are the general guidelines for roles, global or custom app scope in terms of license incurrence? Is there out-of-box role, or could we create custom roles that are allowed to be assigned to all end users, i.e. CMS SP only users, to control portal area roles? The purpose of this would be to use out-of-box functionality given access to components. All right, when it comes to roles and licensing, I don't like to post in the community because that information ages over time. And someone's going to pull up a record from 2011 and go, oh, this doesn't cost anything. Activate a plugin, assign some roles, and move on, when in reality, licensing may have changed. Okay, now I have to sum that up in text. Hygienic. When it comes to licensing, I decline to offer anything in the community as it changes over time and can be referenced later with inaccurate results. When it comes to licensing, work with your account team to understand what the impact is and what you can use safely, without cost, without incurring additional costs to accomplish, that's where I was going with this, your goals. Hey, thank you, Alan. Alan got that a few minutes ago. I should have refreshed this screen. I bring up these tabs early on and then I forget they're there. People are replying to them all along. Maybe that's what we need is like the little icon that says so-and-so is looking at this record. Maybe we'll get that with the new community. We can hope. I didn't check for that specifically when I was doing UAT. Hi, cannot reassign tickets to assignment groups with CGI group and IBM groups in the name unless they are following groups global access IR function get cat task assignment groups. AG is assignment group. MI is the user. Looking for sys user group if index of IBM script include issue. Not really sure. Should be an operator between the highlighted one. Oh, huh. Yeah, kind of need an ampersand, ampersand. Good point. It often helps when you throw script in here to say what exactly it is you're trying to do. Yeah. I sent the when including there. First of all, thank you for including the script. Including the script snippet in your post. It's also helpful to know what the script is intended to do. What is the business requirement? Not the technical solution. If you want an interesting read and you haven't read it already, xyproblem.info. I fall into this trap a lot. I'll ask my peers or the community or somebody, I'll say, hey, is there a way to do X? And I don't explain really what the story is behind that. And I might actually be going down the wrong track. And somebody says, you don't want to do X, you want to do Y. It's more efficient, it's faster, it's more modern, whatever the case may be. Demo data for customer service is customer service management. Demo data for customer service plugin, that would be nice. How to trigger repeat notification every year on the same day. My department will back charge the agent license fees from business departments on a yearly basis. Rather than running a manual report, we would like the system to trigger a yearly notification to the agent that their license fees due soon. To trigger the notification, I will be using sysuser has role to run a scheduled job. That didn't quite make sense, but okay. In order to check if user license reached, oh, okay. It's checking the sysuser has role. While the date time of license granted created field below will not be updated, how can I create a scheduled job to ignore the year but trigger based on month and date? Provide the your company instance like this not good practice. You can create a report to show the records. If due date is less than today, now you schedule, could you elaborate more on how I can achieve this? My example, license granted to agent on 01/2016. I'm going to take a little bit of math, and calendar math drives me insane. It's not the APIs, it's just so much as to what can you get access to. I was going through some of this yesterday, just to show that there are 3 days until, say, February 17th. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. Let me refresh this screen, see how far this discussion has gone. It was 2 replies when I started, it's now 3. I have a question about chat messages. Is there a way to trigger a script after message sent from chat? I don't want to use business rule and without any kind of scheduled jobs. I haven't worked much on chat, but thinking out loud, chats must be saved to some table. Yes, we can do that. We can trigger a script as soon as a message is entered in the chat window. But business rule is the way to go. I know why you don't want to use business rule. I don't want scheduled jobs such as business rule because it can be late to execute. If I use business rule for every message and we have many users, then we will have hundreds of business rules scheduled. You're confusing business rules with scheduled jobs. I think you might be confusing business rules with scheduled jobs or script actions. Business rule runs on database actions like insert, update, delete, query. Happens either immediately before or after the commit. The only way you would have a delay is if you used async. Scheduled job happens at or really near the time indicated. Great for recurring scripts to run on a scheduled basis. You send a reminder once a day. Does not require the database to be updated to trigger like a business rule. Script action triggered by an event. The event could be system generated or possibly generated by a script you wrote using gs.eventQueue. These may incur a slight delay depending on how busy the event processing engine is at the moment. Okay, if you import a bunch of CIs and ci.updated is trying to resolve a bunch of stuff, you could have some delays. All right, we are coming up to the end of the show, or the end of my hour for today. I have a response in the inbox. Let's go see what it's about. Michael Ritchie, who used to be on the same team with me for a while, very smart man, not able to export relays. Oh, let's see what, he marked it helpful. Very cool. And Steve wrote, Steve is another very, very smart man. Weird problems like this are the toughest to debug. Chuck has some great thoughts for things to look at in your instance. I'll give you some ideas with respect to the user. Maybe the problem is with their computer, not their instance. If you impersonate the user, can you export the list? That is awesome. Have the user access ServiceNow with a completely different browser. Have the user clear the browser's cache. When all else fails, packet sniffer. I like that. Bonus points. All right, I'm not going to be as anal retentive about my inbox today, I promise. We don't have to get down to 0. But I do want to see, is there something new in here? Wow, coming in fast and furious. Web service validation. Limit to getting response in SOAP data. My SOAP information is a little rusty, but let's take a look anyway. How do I add the task SLA tab to the incident form? Configure related lists. I cannot find it anywhere in the form designer window. No, you have to do it through configure related lists. Related lists are not. Do I need to set something up beforehand? Reply already. Come on. Related lists are configured via the form menu. Configure related lists. Not via configure form design or form layout. Now, if you Don't see Soleil in the list. Close enough. Probably 3 other responses by now. Nope. That was an easy one. Wow. Surprised that wasn't answered earlier. Limit to getting response in SOAP data. How to increase the limit of getting the SOAP response to my staging table. I'm fetching 6,500 data, but while fetching, getting up to 5,000 data, there is any limit? Yes, how to increase it? There may be a property. Let's look. Did I make a shortcut for properties? Sometimes I do. Yes, I did. Okay. Rolling. Let's see what is in the SOAP section. True, false, SOAP processor, large field. 12 records. I don't see a basic auth, default security, large payload threshold. The threshold bodies are considered large and will be logged such in megabytes. Bodies are considered large and will be logged. So that's just max inbound content length. Maximum total size allowed for the SOAP request body in megabytes. A SOAP fault is returned if the request exceeds this limit. Try that one. Somebody outside with a loud car. Do a quick refresh on that, see if anybody has responded yet. 5 views, 7 views, no responses. Could give this one a try. Let me know. I don't think I gave Kevin Eldridge a shout out. Good morning and welcome, Kevin. FYI, if I didn't already mention it, this will be the last one I'm doing on the old community software. I will be resuming on Tuesday because Thursday the community will be in read-only mode. Friday, I will be on PTO. Monday is a corporate holiday, and then Tuesday we'll get back. Not impossible that I might be online and exploring the new software over the weekend. But I will be visiting my brother in California. Looking forward to that. How limit in getting response SOAP data? Oh, did I just answer that? Is that the same one? Let's see if my response is there. Did I just respond to the wrong one? Oops. Increase it from 70 to 100. See what happens. Makes me wonder what I just responded to. Limited in getting SOAP data. How do I add the task SLA form? How to make fields mandatory when certain status is selected. Web service validation. I think I did this one. Yeah, that one needs to be deleted. Come on, menu. Doesn't take that long to make a menu unless you're trying too hard. Okay, get rid of that message. We have some particular SOAP WBS, which, I'm sorry, my brain just went somewhere funny with that, which we use to validate WBS code while filling up a form. Those WBS are provided by external team out of ServiceNow and sent back to the response to us upon receiving code through scripts. This validation seems to not be working for a particular user, even though valid code are providing while filling up those forms. User roles and groups have been already checked, but did not find anything wrong. Kindly assist. How are you doing this validation? Can you provide additional detail on how you are doing this validation? That might give some insight. Okay. Want to make fields mandatory when certain status is selected. UI policies. Michael jumped on that one. Good on him. You know, Patrick, I used to say the same thing when the community was down. No! Then I realized it was kind of like a vacation. It's like, hey, a day off. What am I going to do with this extra hour or 4? Hi, I would like to make certain fields mandatory on the changed form when the status close complete is selected. UI policies is one solution, but I would suggest using the resolve UI action on incidents, since it does similar things that you're asking. You can clone it and adjust it for change. The advantage of it is a cancel is an update if required fields aren't filled out. Oh, I like it. Is that a business rule? I'll leave that one for Michael. He's got that. Limit in getting response SOAP data. Responded to that. Top of the hour. Got a couple of things to do. A quick response or two. Alex Mitchell replied. Can't see the group tabs when I look at a role. That's where I said put in the... was Alex the author? I always forget. Alex is the author of this. I worked it out. Need to add groups as a related list. Well, you know, if 2 people say it and you figured it out, glad you got it worked out. Glad you got it worked out. Don't forget to mark the appropriate response as correct. So that others can find it if they have it in the future. And it gets removed from the unanswered list. There we are. Thank goodness for macros. Not able to export lists. Steve Driscoll. Did I already read this one? Nope. You responded even more. Anything or just report list? Looks like you should focus on the ideas that Chuck has presented. Try this. Turn debug business rules. Impersonate the user. Try to export the list. Ah, debug. That was the one I was thinking of that I forgot to mention. This is a great troubleshooting thread. I gotta keep this one in mind when I write the summary in today's thing. Michael has contributed to limiting. This article may help you. Export limits. Aha. Community article. It says, hey, I'm navigating away from the community. I'm not going to miss that either. That just popped up in the last couple of months. Export limit properties. XML, SOAP, PDF. Doesn't say really what format, but there are records. Very nice. I like it. Give him a smiley for that. And I got a smiley for how to hide some fields on the report, which often means there's a response coming in. I'm going to hang around for just a sec. Why multi-factor authentication doesn't work on smartphones? Hi, I've activated multi-factor authentication plugin. I've enabled assist properties. Afterwards, I've created a new user and set enable multi-factor authentication to true. If I log into a PC, Google Authenticator works correctly. If I log in a smartphone, multi-factor is bypassed on the user logged in normally, being redirected to page m.do. Effectively not without multi-factor authentication. Have you ever experienced this problem? No, but I'm going to do a quick test because I know I have to do MFA on my when I log into Hi. So let me bring up Chrome. It didn't say whether he was doing this through the native mobile app or browser, so I'm going to start with browser. hi.servicenow.com. Although Hi isn't really a great example of this because we have some customizations on there. Menu, log in. My name is Indigo Montoya. You killed my father, prepare to die. No, that's not my login and password. You guys want to see something while I'm typing? It's kind of fun. This is what the studio looks like when you can't, what you don't see when behind the scenes look at what it takes to put this podcast together. So that I'm sitting in that chair right now, right there, and another look at it with the lights turned on and the green screen lit up. That's the studio. That one was taken a few months ago, so there's a slight differences here and there. The video screen is the one that's off to my right, and then my laptop's off to the left, and then the iMac in front of me, which I think shows up a little better in the first shot. I've got, can't really see it because it's not on, but the screen that's just up and to the left is where I see what's being broadcast. I can verify it looks good. And then over where you see the ServiceNow logo on the left is that. So that's, oddly enough, the house came with most of this stuff. I replaced a computer or two, but the big mixer board came with this. The whole lighting rig, well, the light boxes are mine, but the lights you see above were installed. This whole bench situation here that goes out into a peninsula. If you look real hard, you can see a couple of mic booms in the distance. That's where we have guests for our podcast. And I am not getting any closer to logging in with Hi. But the answer is yes, it does work with two-factor authentication. And then I've got the dual keyboards. You can't really see it there. I don't know if I have it here. I think I do. The keyboard closest to me on the mixer is the one I use to type these responses, and then the one that's further away with the iPad, just beyond the microphone, is the one that runs the subtitles. So if I hit number 1, brings up my subtitle, I hit that. I've got those all down to hotkeys. So the machine off to my right is running Wirecast Pro. That allows me to do the streaming. That's a lot of fun. I figured I got this investment. Go back to the iMac screen. Got this investment, why not? We're already doing something like this for the podcast. The guy who owned the house before me was big into podcasts, and this is 2 bedrooms mashed into one studio. And he invested way more than I ever would. And when he said, I need to sell the house, I asked my wife, and she said, sure. Now I try to maximize the value I get from this. Hi, Antonio. I don't have any specific places to look, but I can tell you that it works fine on Chrome, on my Android, logging into Hi. Any additional details you can provide, like browser, OS, native mobile app. I recently switched to Android last month. I've been an iOS person for about 7-8 years. And actually the ServiceNow app on Android, I'm kind of liking it a little better. It's probably one of the few things I like better on Android. It's it's cleaner for whatever reason. It's still the same structure. You got to click through the card and get into the details. But the various widgets and gadgets on the screen seem to function just a little bit better in Android than iOS. I don't know what that is, but wonder if anybody else has had a similar comparison. Hi, Lakesh. Very nice. That takes me over the hour that I usually allocate for this. I apologize for not getting more of these. Again, reminder, if you're watching this beforehand, the community will be down for maintenance today at noon Pacific time. Then it's going to be in a read-only mode. You can still look up and reference things, but you won't be able to post or comment, anything like that. It will be in that state until Friday the 16th, when we will cut over to the ServiceNow community software. And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be hosted on high. So I believe you'll still be able to work with the same credentials you've got right now. You don't necessarily need to log in with your high credentials. Don't ask me how they're doing that or what's happening. I think it's an external versus internal customer support site thing. Whatever. It's going to happen. Hey, Gaurav, good to see you. Someday I'm going to make it over there. Unfortunately, it's not going to be this spring for developer days. Or developer... Yeah, it's developer days. I was getting that confused with demo days, which is coming up soon for London. That'll be my first sneak peek at what's coming in London. It has been a lot of fun hanging out with you today. Any other announcements? Last day for developer CreatorCon Challenge. CreatorCon Challenge, as I mentioned in the developer site. Let's see if I can find that. Of course not. Last day is tomorrow. If you want to be an ISV developing your apps, please go over there and sign up. If you are signing up for Knowledge, put that on the screen. Remember to tick the box that says CreatorCon or I want to go to CreatorCon sessions, that kind of thing. Look for that. Check that. That way you'll be able to get into those sessions. Still need some names for the robot. Go look for, what was it, Chuck's robot that Robert Federick was commenting on in... Bring that up. Naming Chuck Tomasi's robot. This little guy needs a name. You guys are being very creative. Just go look in the community. If you don't get in there by noon Pacific on Wednesday, come back Friday. And I will see you again on Tuesday. Follow me on LinkedIn and Twitter. Appreciate it. Then you get all kinds of good news and notifications. Subscribe to this channel. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, until Tuesday the 20th, which is the next time I will talk to you via this method. Maybe I'll have more in email or community posts, whatnot. But thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care. And remember, if you're going to learn something, share something and help somebody else out. Bye.